Hi, I'm Ron Blue, and welcome to RASH Course. Today we'll be talking about Much Ado About Nothing, written by William Shakespeare. This rom-com Shakespeare play was written in 1598. It includes deception, deception, and deception. What more could you ask for? Let's review the plot.
So, Don Pedro, right, he's the Prince of Aragon, and he visits his friend Leonardo. Another friend of Don Pedro is Claudio, and he later falls in love with Hero, who is Leonardo's daughter. And Don Pedro's otro amigo, Benedict, right, disbelieves in love. So Don Pedro is trying to set him up with Beatrice. Right? Don Pedro is trying to be Cupid, right? And Benedict and Beatrice, they don't really have a good relationship, right? So stuff is going to get really juicy. That was good, right? That was,
That was my part. They end up succeeding with this plan, and Benedict and Beatrice fall for each other. Don John, also known as Don Pedro's bastard brother, is a naturally unhappy person due to his depression, and he wants to see people's unhappiness. In this play, he tries to break up Claudio and Hero's relationship, and he succeeds. Claudio believed that Hero saw other men and publicly shamed her for this. How rude! Everyone believed this right then and there, that she had died, but it turns out that she had fainted. Because of this, Benedict tells Beatrice that he loves her. They then set a plan to make Claudio regret what he has done. This involves making everyone realize that they have killed an innocent girl. As the guards found out that Don John planned this, Leonardo then gets Claudio to agree to marry his mysterious niece, which, surprise, surprise, turns out to be Hero, who isn't dead. Benedict then publicly asks Beatrice if she loves him, but she says no, and he also doesn't love her. They end up realizing that everyone had been tricking them this whole time, but Claudio and Hero show that they do love each other by pulling out love notes and poems that they were writing. They end up saying that they do love each other. They get married, and Claudio and Hero get married. Yay! Once they realize that Don John is on the run, they weren't worried about it. It really shows how naive these people are.
Mr. Blue, they all got married in the end, so it was happily ever after, right?
Of course, little me, especially since one of them accused their wife of something that she didn't do on their wedding day, without having enough proof. And the other couple was tricked into thinking that they love each other. That is true love at its finest.
Much Ado About Nothing is believed to be one of Shakespeare's most endearing and comedic plays. Noting was pronounced as nothing back then, and the definition of noting was gossip and rumors, as the play is full of them. The Claudio and Hero plot has been seen several times in the past in Greek, Spanish, and Italian stories. One of the most notable stories is in Articio's Orlando Furioso, translated by Sir John Harrington in 1591. Bandello in 1554 reworked the story to be Nocella, which was about Sir Timbrio and Phoenicia, and coincidence, not a coincidence, has the characters Piero, King of Aragon, and Leonardo of Messina, but Leonardo with an I. It is thought that Shakespeare got his inspiration from one of these stories. On the other hand, the Benedict and Beatrice plot is widely thought to be his own creation. Shakespeare shows us what is known to be the perfect concoction of shame, public honor, and bureaucratic politics.
Why does my production crew keep taking my lines? Anyway, now on to the thought bubble. Let's dig a little deeper and see why this play is, of course, a comedy. There are many puns in this play, specifically dirty jokes, and we all love dirty jokes. Benedict says, "A most manly wit, Margaret, it will not hurt a woman. And so, I pray thee, call Beatrice. I give thee bucklers." Margaret then responds to this, saying, "Give us the swords. We have bucklers of our own." Benedict responds to this, saying, "If you use them, Margaret, you must put the pikes with the vice. They are a dangerous weapon for mates. So the sword in this scene isn't actually a sword. What it means is penis, and what the buckler means is vagina. And this is an act of a pun in Shakespeare plays.